we will have for the Hooters girls today. And ironically, the final guest of today, but the first person that did a video promo when I came down here to Orlando, is Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora live from iDrive in our Florida in Focus football preview week. And we are here with Rick Etienne, of course myself, Dan Tortora, and now here with Macee. Macee, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Now, we had Holly here with us as well.
Yes.
She told us you are new roommates.
Yes, we are. We moved in like a week and a half ago, maybe.
Okay. I asked her if there's any quirks, anything that she's seen of you or you've seen of her. Is there anything that you're like, oh, I didn't know that? Does she like leave something out, leave something in the fridge? Because when I lived with Rudy, he was big on you can't leave a to-go cup in the fridge. Even if there was nothing in the fridge but the one to-go cup, he's like, what if I need to put something on that shelf someday? So does she have a thing? Do you have a thing?
She doesn't really have like any quirks. I don't think I do either. I'd like to think that. But it has been interesting. For instance, it took us 2 days to build a dresser.
Okay.
Because I got home from work and she's already starting it. So we got to step 22 when I realized she did not do step 4.
Okay.
So we had to take apart the whole thing.
So I get IKEA.
It was IKEA.
Oh, it was IKEA.
But it was putting it together.
There you go.
So that was fun. So we had to take the whole thing apart. I think we just gave up that night and started drinking wine because we were like, you know what, we're over it.
Wine helps. Sometimes
Wine
a
helps.
wine break helps.
Yeah,
We were like,
drinking
we're over
wine
it.
while you're looking at something that's kind of like lean a certain direction, that's like the perfect way to go about it.
We were so confused on why it wouldn't like sit straight. It was like wobbling everywhere. We're like, I don't know why it's like that. We're like, it's IKEA. Well,
It's like when you get done building it and then there's like 3 or 4 extra pieces. We're like,
Yeah. There's always extra screws, but there's no like hole to put the screw in. So to me, I'm like, maybe they just thought I was gonna lose it. You know, and if it's working today, then we're okay. So did you put it together finally?
yeah, she finally did it the next day.
Okay, she did it the next day.
Yeah.
I heard she has a cat.
Yes, Orange Chicken. He's
Orange
very
Chicken is the
cute.
name of the
that's
cat.
the name. Oh,
Yes.
I'm thinking like that's the breed of cow. Orange chicken.
Yeah, the
I mean,
cat.
he's an orange cat, but his name is Orange Chicken.
He's an orange cat named Orange Chicken. And you have adopted him, I've heard.
Yes, I have. I've been his new mama. He always comes and lays in my bed with me, which I appreciate.
Okay.
I'm like, come here.
So you have Orange Chicken, and you are from down here.
Yes, from like an hour away.
And tell everybody what part of Florida.
Like the northwest, kind of near like Ocala.
Like Ocala, okay.
Yeah, the west coast.
Fair enough. Rick is from New York. I am from New York. What should people know about being a Florida native? Because so many people in Florida are not natives of Florida.
I feel like a lot
Almost
of
everyone.
yeah, pretty much. I feel like a lot of people when they come to Florida, they expect like Orlando or Miami or like the beach, but most of Florida is the woods,
Yep.
and people do not see that. So like sometimes my southern accent will come up and people are like, oh, like are you from like Tennessee or something? I'm like, no, I live like an hour away. But I didn't grow up like in the city, so it's like a little different.
Now you have, and I said this when I met you, you have an accent, but you said your mom has even more of a pronounced
Oh yeah, she comes in like, hey y'all, like 24/7. Oh, it's great.
So I
So
don't notice an accent though. Like,
it's subtle.
Okay,
It's-
now
You have to-
I
you
gotta
have-
try to pay
goes.
attention
Yeah.
to see if I catch it.
You won't hear it, and then you'll hear it.
Yeah.
So, favorite music? We've asked everybody. What's your favorite music?
My favorite music is country music.
Okay. Who?
I really like Luke Combs
3 for
and
3.
like Kane Brown.
Everybody says Luke Combs.
Everybody's 3 for 3.
He's really big right now.
Yeah,
he's
he's
doing
killing it.
great.
He is. And you said Kane Brown.
Kane Brown.
Now, Kane Brown's worked with so many different people. John Legend. I think he worked with Marshmello. He has done a lot of cool stuff. He's got a song called Work, which is a good one. It's kind of like it's a ballad about relationships. Then he's got one called, I'm going to forget this one now. He's got so many different ones, but they're good. The one with John Legend they did during the pandemic, and that was, I'm not going to say I'm sorry, or over and over. That song is a good song. And they shot it in black and white from each other's houses, so they weren't together. That was cool. So Kane Brown, Luke Combs are performing tonight. Which one do you go to?
No.
You got to pick.
Probably Luke Combs.
Okay. Why is he so big right now?
I don't know. I just really like his music.
Okay. All right.
He really is like everywhere.
Yeah, but I feel like with especially women, Luke Combs, it's like the first one.
Yeah.
It's with 3 for 3 today of the Hooters girls that like country music. Luke Combs is right there. So you're living with Holly. You like the girls here. She's obviously said best friends, right?
Yes.
What is the best thing about Holly?
Honestly, that she's crazy. Like, she's completely crazy. It's amazing.
Something that Rick and I will not say about women. The best thing is that she's crazy.
See, like
She's crazy.
our definition of crazy.
Yeah.
for women
It's
is
a
like-
good crazy, though.
Okay.
It's not
And
like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Say my favorite part is that I was like, oh.
It's not like psychotic, but she just never know what she's gonna do or say, and it's just very entertaining. It's so fun.
Wild card. She's a wild card.
Yeah, it's always a good time whenever we're doing something. So,
What would she say is the best thing about you?
I don't know. That's hard.
If she was here right now and she could say anything, what would she
I
say?
know. She'd probably say my laugh. She loves my laugh.
What she said yesterday.
Yeah.
She did say she loves your laugh. She said it's contagious and she loves it. So.
Yeah, she can hear it from like when I'm like in like my bathroom or like my room, and I could just hear her start laughing. I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" She's like, "You." I'm like,
So you have that. I'll hand it to Rick here. What do you got?
Nah, you got this.
Oh, you got? Okay, all right. I know you've asked some in there. I didn't want to take over.
Nah, you good, man.
So, favorites. We've talked about sports a little. A little bit. The look she just gave
This is
me.
where I say this is where I'm paying because I'm still waiting to hear.
Yeah.
hear
Do you,
the money
if you're
fall.
going to cheer for somebody, who are you going to cheer for?
like team?
Yeah.
Probably UCF.
UCF is winning today.
has
They are
won.
winning
We're in
today.
Orlando.
We could probably call it. Yeah.
I know. They're because you hear FSU and you hear Florida. So UCF, why?
I actually went to UCF for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I still go there. So I used to go to the games and stuff. It was always a really good time.
All the girls that talk about UCF here have not been to a game. The majority of them.
That's
Oh
right.
no, I went to the game every week. Like actually in it.
There you go. There you go.
It's not. I don't really like watching it like on the TV, but I love being there. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just like an environment.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Macee, you made my day today.
Yeah, we finally got an avid goer
I'm
to
at-
the games.
I don't know if you saw, but I took like I think my soul came out and went back. I took a breath of fresh air because I'm here in UCF. I've never been. UCF, I've never been.
Yeah.
UCF, I went one time. You went every week.
Yeah, I tried to. Whenever
Okay.
like if I had work, of course I couldn't, but I always
Yeah.
tried to go to them like whenever they were. But growing up, I always went to the Gator games and
Okay.
like the Tampa Bay games.
Okay.
So just kind of.
You have any of the games you've been to? Any one kind of stand out as far as like the best time, the best atmosphere, the craziest the crowd has ever been?
Probably just ECFs, because like the bounce house,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just a fun environment, especially when everyone starts dancing to like that one song that I can't think the name of right now, but
What,
They
is
play
it
like-
Zombie Nation?
Yes,
that they do?
Zombie
Yeah,
Nation.
they do Zombie Nation.
when they get a
They can
touchdown,
I
and
love
then
the overhead shots. Like, man,
you just see people going crazy. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun.
And I was talking about how in the bounce house, in the press box, we're in a simulator essentially. And when you go crazy, we literally rock. And you can
You
see,
can see
you can
it.
see. Like if you're sitting next to me, I'm like this.
Yeah.
It's insane. The feeling of it is crazy because you honestly think like the screws are coming out. This
Yeah.
thing's gonna break. You honestly think the stadium was put together by IKEA.
It probably was. I mean, have you ever been underneath it while that's going on?
You know,
That
I've
is
heard
scary.
people say that. I've heard people say that they like to be underneath.
It's scary. You feel like everyone's gonna trample down
Yeah.
on you, so the whole roof is just shaking.
No, I have some friends who've gone to UCF and they've said the same thing. Like, like they'll hang out underneath the bleachers and it's just wild down there. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, good luck with that.
It is very interesting. So you've gone to the games, which I think is fantastic. Do you have a favorite player? Do you pay attention to like who's coming in or out? Did you like the coaches?
Not really.
Okay.
See, if you're talking to my old roommate, she could tell you everything about UCF football because she
Okay.
loves it. But
You just
never
like going.
I just like being in the environment. I've been around football my entire life, and I still probably can't tell you like one thing about it. Like I've played flag football so many times. My brother like played football our whole lives. Like went to every single game. Can't really tell you a thing about it.
Well, you actually said when I said that we were going to do pictures with a football here, Macee walked by and heard the conversation with Farron, and she's like, "We're playing football? Where?" So, and I thought that was awesome because we played flag football with Wake Up Call. I played it with like some of the listeners and stuff. I put a league together, and we played in the rain. We played one day 4 hours of torrential rain. It was one of the greatest games ever. Like, it's just fun to play like that. So you played flag football.
I was gonna say, like, so you mentioned your brother played football. You played football growing up and stuff. So it's like that, like Thanksgiving turkey bowl before dinner.
Yeah, like
that's cool.
running around.
Nice. What were those like? I need to know how intense you were getting out there.
Oh, I definitely got intense. I actually played with my friends a couple of weeks ago at the beach, and I thought they told me they were going to throw me the ball, so I was running, wasn't looking. I completely went backwards over a trash can, took the trash can out with me, and they were like, "Macee, what are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know." I was like, I was running. I wasn't looking. I don't know.
You call hike, I went. You know.
I definitely I go hard in those games, but I always used to be the smallest one. So whenever I had the ball, like the bigger guys would just pick me up and run to the other side. I'm like, this is not fair.
But you enjoy it. You enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So having a place like Hooters where people come here and they're watching the game all the time, I know you said you like to be there rather than watch it, but do you get like a sense of a cool atmosphere when you're here?
Yeah, some of the games that draw like a big crowd, it's definitely a fun environment because you can hear like half the people like cheering and the other house is like quiet.
Yeah.
And it's just always a good time.
So being such an area that's obviously diverse when it comes to location and where people are from, tourists, even locals aren't necessarily from here. Like on a football Sunday, which fan base do you think is like the livest in here? Well, like what team is getting the most love in here generally?
Jacksonville.
I
I see a lot of aqua and orange. I won't say that. But, you know.
Yeah, there was a Miami game a couple of days ago. We had a couple guests for that, not a lot, but I mean, college football, UCF, obviously, just because it's big around here. But I don't know. It just depends on like the big games that week. Like different people come out every time.
And it's always, of course, it's gonna depend on if the team's actually winning or losing.
Yeah.
Because like you say, if they're losing, it could be 100 of them in here, but you're
not going to hear anyone.
Yeah, it's going to be dead silent. So, I mean, do you get the normal, the people that travel well? Do you get the Cowboys? Do you get the Steelers fans, Giants?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We definitely do.
I'd say being someone who's not from here originally, you walk into a random bar, I'd say Pittsburgh, from my experience.
There's always
It's
Pittsburgh.
probably like any bar you go to, Pittsburgh is deep. New York too. The Giants fans are always everywhere as well.
It's fair. I mean, anywhere you go, there's a Pittsburgh bar.
Yeah.
So, being here at Hooters, what made you come and work here?
So actually, my mom used to work at Hooters when she was my age.
Can we give a shout out to Mom? What's Mom's name?
Tara Landry.
Tara. So, shout out to Tara.
With the deep southern accent. Right?
Yes, the deep southern accent.
I want to hear it, Tara. I want to hear the deep southern
Let's call
accent.
her that.
Yeah. Put her on the line. So she worked here. So is that the main reason?
Honestly, I was working at a pet store for a while, so that just wasn't cutting it. So I was like, let me find some serving jobs. And I had a friend that worked here, so I was like, I'll just apply. So I got in, and of course my mom was so excited. She was like, we're like sorority sisters, but like Hooters. I was like, no. I was like, I don't think that's how it works. She's like, yeah, it does.
That's awesome. But I mean, it is, and we've heard that today too, that
Yeah.
families have had people that have worked here before, and Savannah said all five aunts had
Oh,
worked.
really?
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to have something like that here on Wake Up Call to kind of finish everything up here. We do a thing called Rapid Fire on my show, and it allows me to be put on the hot seat, and Rick, because he's my guest, to be on the hot seat too. So you get to interview us, and you can ask us anything you want. We have to answer it on live video and audio. You'll ask Rick first, you'll ask me second. Macee, whenever you're ready.
Okay. If you could live anywhere, where would you live?
Ooh. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
Man, so 3 places stand out immediately. I love Key West, absolutely love Key West from a domestic standpoint. I've recently fallen in love with Colorado as well, Steamboat Springs specifically. But number 1, I'm OD obsessed with Paris. That's my favorite city in the world. Outside of New York, I'm from New York, so New York is by default number 1, but Paris is my absolute favorite city in the world. Every time I'm there, I don't want to leave. So I would love to, even if it's just for a couple of years, I'd love to live in Paris for a couple of years, especially for the culture and like, just kind of, have my kids exposed to that and whatnot. So my favorite city in the world is Paris. So that's where I'd love to live.
That's awesome.
I like that answer. Good stuff. All right, what do you got for me?
So what got you into doing like the podcast or like radio, whatever?
What got me into?
I
what
forgot
got
what it
me?
was called.
What got me into podcast, radio, or whatever?
Yeah, whatever it is. The mic. Why did you get the mic?
Why'd you buy this microphone? So I have always been a storyteller, and when I was 5 years old, my dad used to let me. He had like a typewriter word processor. It was a typewriter with a little thing, and so you could actually see what you were typing. And I just kind of climbed up there on the kitchen table, and I would just type stories. And I love bringing people together. I love making people laugh. I love showing goodness in the world. And so being a storyteller and getting to tell people stories and then telling my own, it just kind of morphed because I love sports, and it kind of came together. So photographic memory, I collect sports cards, I'd flip them over, I'd remember all the stats. Loved watching SportsCenter. Love bringing people together, love making people laugh. So that kind of all concisely brought me into it, but I also work on music, I work on movies and screenwriting, I work on comedy, but every part of it is a pen and paper, and my ring, so my college ring actually has a feather pen on the stone, and that is to signify that no matter what I do, I tell a story.
Yeah.
Whether it's a song or a movie or doing this or stand-up comedy, every little bit of everything I do is to tell a story. And I like that. I like the opportunity to make somebody's day, be it for 10 minutes or a couple hours or in a movie, whatever that may be. So I would say storytelling has been with me my whole life, and that's what I love. So that is my answer. With that being said, Macee, thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you.
I appreciate it as
final
always.
guest. Thank you
Our
so
final
much.
guest for today. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.